repurposed, redone, or maybe just rethought. This whole idea has exploded.
If that's your style, brace yourself. Junk Palooza opens in La Vista tomorrow.
And Jill McCormick has put this big weekend together. Good to see you, Jill.
Nice
Thanks
to have
for
you
stopping
here.
by.
Nice meeting you both.
I know Mary loves this type of stuff, repurposing old things. I love the concept. I don't do it as much as she does, but explain the concept out there for people that may not be familiar.
I want to shop.
Well, people looking for the old things. We have antiques, vintage, primitives, a lot of people doing different things with them. There's paintings on them, a lot of refinished furniture, a lot of furniture taken apart and made into something else. It's all, we've got a lot of awesome vendors making some really neat stuff.
If you want to find maybe a new character piece for your house,
Correct.
you could go to one of these artisans who's already done something with it, especially if maybe you lack the imagination to see it. But could you find some pieces that you could then redo on your own?
We have several vendors that's including me, that's all they're doing. They're bringing the raw things, and so people can come treasure hunting this weekend and get their own things and take it home and put their own spin on it.
I love this whole
Can
idea.
we talk about some of the stuff that you brought
Sure,
in? I want to get to this piece right here because this has me intrigued.
Very unique
I would love
piece.
to set this somewhere.
What is
Yes.
it?
They were used in gas stations where they could step on that, and back in the old days they used oil rags. You know, they used actual rags to check your oil.
When you
and
were
then
getting a fill up.
Right, and they do your windows and check your oil, and
But just think about all the different uses
For it now.
For it now. I mean,
in a bathroom for a little trash can, and it has the insert in it, so you could take it out and dump it. It does have another
well,
bucket.
do you see people using it just as is, or cleaning it up and
Now,
getting some of the rust off of it? Or
I
what do you-
think when you tear them up,
Leave the charm.
Yeah, leave the stuff.
I
out.
mean, you might as well go buy it at some store. Then-
Speaking of alternative storage, which is huge, where people like to take items like this basket, for example, I could see using this in a bathroom and then taking all of your hand towels and then rolling them up and then putting them down in and then just mounting this on the wall, or putting this in your laundry room as a drop zone for your kids when they come home and they have things that they just want to get rid of, a place. But it's got this industrial look to it. Clearly at one point in time it was used for something. But
In a
these
Probably
are
a
locker
so
gym
room or
cool.
something,
locker.
Yeah.
And I think of Pinterest and all the different things you see on Pinterest.
Oh, what is this? That's
yeah, what
heavy.
is that?
That is an old carriage lantern
Oh,
off
yeah, I
of
see
a
it
horse-drawn
now.
carriage.
Wow, look at this piece,
That is
guys. Isn't that cool?
They're
Where
pretty-
does some of this stuff come
that's
from? You find this
cool.
in old barns, or where do you find this?
We go all over the place. Our kids live in Kansas and down by Beatrice, so we always come upon sales and people trying to get rid of things. so-
Including jars, which people love, whether you're working on lighting or, I mean, it's amazing what people are doing with these old jars.
Yes, and those make beautiful lights.
Beautiful set, and I love the blue cast to the glass on that.
Yes.
And then one more piece here, Jill.
That's a cream can, an old cream can, and they're really popular. People put glass tops on them for their patios. They'll paint them and ruin them. But anyway,
Right, no kidding.
but they make benches out of them, seats. There's all kinds of things they're used for.
Yeah, well, I'm noticing the price on this piece, Jill, $30. I think that's a great value. If you're out looking and you want to find something
Yes.
cool, but you don't want to spend a ton, I think you'd be able to find some fabulous values this weekend.
That's what we're trying to do, be affordable, and we're trying to bring it to Sarpy County. So
Is this a place where people come to wheel and deal, or is the price as is? How does it work?
it's on our farm on 120th and Giles. And you come in, and we have 35 vendors, and everybody's got something a little different.
Yeah.
There's some really fun stuff, and we've got some of Haunted Hollow's attractions open. So
You have
it's
some activities. So
right.
For kids, right?
because we have Haunted Hollow there. It's Haunted Hollow, and all of our attractions aren't open, but we have like 5 that are open, pony rides, and we have our cafe open, so we've got food.
the whole event.
Funnel cakes, kettle corn, caramel corn, we've got the whole deal.
You mentioned these vendors, nearly 3 dozen of them. Let's get you a list here, and we won't go through all of them, but we want to acknowledge some of those who will be there, some of these clever,
Yep.
creative, fabulous people who can either create something and then you fall in love with it, or maybe it's just, as Jill said, the raw materials that you take home and make it exactly what you want. Is there any room left for additional vendors at this point?
We had one come in last night, and we had a perfect spot for him, but we're getting pretty tight now. But if somebody wants to come in, you know, call me and
Facebook, her
Yeah, there
contact
might be a spot
information.
for a vendor or two, but the cost to get in for people that just want to come out and visit.
it's $5 a person, 12 and under are free, so that gets all your kids in to do all the free stuff.
Cash
and-
only.
Cash
Well,
On admission?
we do have an ATM, and some of the vendors do take the cards, but not all of them. So
I'd
just be
recommend, yeah,
prepared.
bring some cash
Be
if you can,
prepared.
just to be prepared. And the directions on how to get there, you said 120th and Giles right there. How do you exactly explain where that is?
We're about a half a mile south of Cabela's, and I think about everybody knows where
Yeah.
Cabela's is.
I've been
Stay
there.
on Giles, and at 120th, you take a right. It's all well marked with huge Junk Palooza signs.
Follow
and
the crowds. You
Follow
are
the
going to be, yeah, the signs. You're going to be swamped this weekend.
I hope
can't
so.
wait to see what some of the folks find and maybe post some pictures on Facebook. That'd be fun to see.
We're really excited. Well,
Thanks,
I learned
Jill.
Facebook, so I can post
Hey,
some pictures.
you're getting there.
Junk
You're
Palooza's
getting
got
there.
a lot on Facebook. Thanks, Jill.
Thank
Have a great
you.
weekend,
Thanks a lot.
okay?
Have a good
You too.
weekend.
Thank